After all our work on Vizik, it is finally time to take him to Adepticon, share my secret surprise for the competition, and see if I come home with a trophy. Adepticon truly is the Super Bowl of the miniature hobby. Tournaments, vendors, painting classes, painting competitions, demoing new games, and so much more. It's also one of the few times of the year that I get to see some of you in person, and that really invigorates me as I get back to the hobby studio. I love chatting with you all, and that almost never happens otherwise. Other than that one time I met a fan of the channel at a funeral. True story. There's a lot of things I want to talk about today in this video, but the most important thing is we are going to have this project come to a close. The full Golden Demon project that I've been sharing with you on these videos, and if you haven't watched them all yet, just know they're going to stay out here on YouTube, and as always, free. Now, in the week and a half or so leading up to Adepticon, I actually hadn't painted anything on Vizik's base, and I decided not to record any of that process for two reasons. First, I was freaking out that I wasn't even going to finish the project at all, and by adding that extra layer of recording and making sure I'm capturing all the steps, it had a level of stress that I just did not want to deal with at that time. And second, I had one secret surprise that I wanted to be seen for the very first time at the convention, and that had to deal with his glowing base. I really wanted a warp stone glow coming from the erupting tunnel underneath the street level of the base. I used two tiny green LED diodes, drilled a hole in the bottom of the base to run the line and hide the power switch. This work was pretty nerve-wracking. These wires were extremely fiddly and hard to deal with, and I wasn't sure if they were going to short circuit or the battery was going to wear out before the competition was over and the judges got to see it with the green glow. Also, there's always the risk that the judges are not going to like the fact that you added LEDs in your project somehow. On the bottom here is the housing for the battery pack with the light switch, and I've got some electrical tape trying to keep those wires in place so they don't pull loose. Overall, I'm really happy with how this detail worked. We have a lot of depth in the tunnel that we carved, as I showed in the very first video of this project, and I really think the green light shows the depth and the interesting details down there without taking away the main focus of the piece, Vizik himself. Now let's take a step away from Golden Demon for just a second. Don't worry, we're going to get back to this and talk about the competition, my results, and how I feel about it as a whole. But first, I want to talk about some other really cool things that happened at Adepticon this year, including my strained voice. I apologize if it's a little bit rough after 4 days of talking nonstop. Even though I was sucking on lozenges the entire time, it's a little bit worse for the wear. This year, the event was held at a new venue in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I've got to say it was phenomenal. 4 full floors of hobby heaven with so much to see and do while still having plenty of space to walk around without feeling like you're jammed into sardine cans with the 8,000 to 10,000 other nerds in attendance. Now, the older I get, the more hesitant I get with change, so I was a little bit nervous about this new venue, but I've got to say, I am super pumped about the future of Adepticon at this new location. There were so many amazing places to eat within just a few blocks walking distance, and the open painting area known as Fort Wapple is now massive and an amazing place to chat and slap some paint around with fellow painters. Now, usually I spend way too much money at Adepticon because there's so many awesome hobby products and models to purchase, but this year I wanted to be a little bit more restrained in my buying. To keep myself restrained, the morning that I left for Adepticon, I went around my studio and looked at all my unbuilt, unpainted models that I still own, just as a reminder that I've got plenty of things to do, so something needs to really speak to me in order to pick it up this year. That said, I still got a bunch of cool stuff. I did buy a few models this year, the first of which is the con exclusive Relic Blade model, a beautiful little wizard. Amazing game. I love the model, so I had to pick that up. I'm also a sucker for the Warhammer event exclusive models, one of which was a rat, so I thought in ode to Vizik I would pick him up. The Gene Stealer Cult model is pretty badass looking. And finally, at the Warhammer reveal event, they gave away the Space Wolves Primaris Marines in honor of the new launch of Space Wolves coming back. I've never painted a Space Wolf before, so this was kind of exciting. I picked up a beautiful solid wood plinth. I don't know what I'm going to paint and put on it, but the wood itself is gorgeous, and I couldn't pass it up. Artist Opus was selling eggs at the booth, and these are a brand new release. They're actually a painting handle with different sizes for different size hands, and because they're in the shape of an egg, they just fit naturally into your paw while you're you're painting. I got to mess with them at their booth a little bit, and I really thought it felt very natural, so I had to pick one up to try it at home. Oh, I gotta share these. I ran into the artist known as Beast Rec on Instagram. I'm a huge fan. I've been following his work for a long, long time. I love his art style. He's got these amazing stickers. He does all sorts of wild things, and I wanted to work with him for something cool for my channel for a while now, so hopefully this will be my in for us to do something cool for the Ninja channel in the future. I spent some time at the Michigan Toy Soldier booth. They are some amazing people, great hobbyists, and their store carries just about everything you can think of in North America. I've got a link down to their store below if you want to pick anything up, and you get a discount for doing that. But I had to pick up some markers. I know markers are now a thing that's the rage in miniature painting. Instead of using paintbrushes, these work just like acrylic paint in a brush, and they were super smooth and easy to use, so I felt the need to make sure I test these out in the future. I also bought some other goodies from their booth. This stuff is by the same company that makes the amazing super glue, both for resin or 3D printed models, and I guess they make a lot of other cool things, so I picked some of those up. I'm going to test those, and I'll let you know what I find out. All right, let's talk about paint. I picked up the 2 new sets from Monument Hobbies in conjunction with Atomic Mass Games. They are called Amp Colors. Now, these paints act very similarly to the usual Monument Hobbies paints that we all know and love, but they're a little bit creamier. They've got a little bit thicker of a consistency, and that makes really good use for wet blending, things like that, techniques that I love. They also have a couple of amazing washes in here that I got to test out while hanging out at their booth this weekend. Both the magenta wash and the petroleum wash really worked amazing when I tested them out, so I'm excited to give these a go on my painting desk. One of my favorite things to do in the Adepticon vendor hall is to really keep an eye out for new companies I haven't heard of and new products that are on the market. This year, the one company that really caught my eye that I picked up a couple things from was known as Bear Cavalry. The big thing I learned about them is not only are they very concerned about the ingredients that they put into their products, but they're all about sustainability with reusing and recycling things in the regular world to use for the hobby. All right, this stuff is mud texture paint, and you know, we've seen one mud texture paint, we've seen them all, but I disagree. The big problem I have with most mud texture paints is the texture itself is universal. It's the same grit, the same size, the same final outcome that you get when you use it. But this stuff, it has got all sorts of variation in it. So your mud actually looks much more like realistic mud and not the exact same size gravel grit inside of the mud every time. It's also made out of recycled non-toxic house paint. How cool is that? Anyway, I'm excited to be testing this stuff out on some bases in the near future. Also, the test paints that they sent me home with to try out came in an ammo pouch for 30-06 shells, and that just means I get to reuse the pouch when the paints are on my shelf. If you bought their full paint range on the show floor, it actually came packaged in an old reused ammo container. How cool is that? Today's video is brought to us by Into the AM, my personal favorite clothing brand because they keep coming out with awesome designs, and even if you've had their shirts for years, like this one that I've had, they never crack or fade in color. They're also the most comfortable t-shirts I've ever worn, and their big April sale has just kicked off, so now is a great time to pick up some brand new designs. And as always, because you are you and you are watching me, you get a bonus 10% off your entire order, even on top of their sales, just by using code NINJON at checkout. Oh, one other thing, I just placed an order myself for their new relaxed fit button-ups because before we know it, it's going to be hot and sweaty season. Their relaxed button-ups feature lightweight premium performance fabric, a 4-way stretch, a relaxed fit, UPF 30+ sun protection, plus their quick drying and moisture wicking. So I'm doing my part to prevent sweaty nerd summer, and I think you should as well. Again, use the link down in the video description, use code NINJON for 10% off, and before you know it, you'll be enjoying your funk-free scent. This year, I also got the opportunity to get back into judging miniature painting competitions with the P3 Grand Masters Painting Competition. It's amazing to collaborate with judges, to really hear what they see in a piece compared to what you do, to really digest every single detail that the painters put into their work. I find that really digging deep and analyzing a paint job, both the things that it does really well and things that it could improve on, helps me look at my own work a little bit more objectively. It helps us us all to improve as miniature painters, to look at other people's work and find that what we really like about it and what things we want to take away to our own painting. And of course, one of the highlights of Adepticon every year, at least for me, is Trapped Under Plastic Live.
This is gonna be the show of a lifetime, guys. It's never been better than this show. Trapped on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Trapped! This year we had an entirely new format for our live show, including a live speed painting competition where Scott and I each chose a champion from our half of the crowd, and we had them duel it out over 90 minutes with the support of their team.
Couldn't resist it when I first saw it. Shaking those biceps. Let's get over it, baby. Can my 3 potential champions give me their most confident pose in 3, 2, 1, go. I picked the Goody PP Destroyer of Tendies.
We had a bunch of other fun interactive segments going on throughout the show. We kept it busy, we kept it going fast, but at the end of the day, my champion, Ryan, came home with the coveted Golden Tendy trophy.
Great job to both of you guys. Those models look absolutely amazing for 90 minutes of high-stress painting. Yes. You guys are awesome. Both of them. And it's super close, 65-61.
It was really a memorable evening. I laughed so hard. I got to answer questions from those in the audience. I did some shadow puppets at one point. It was truly the coolest live show we've ever put on. I want to thank every one of you that came out there to be with us for that show. And do note that that episode will be live on the Trapped Under Plastic YouTube channel, as well as wherever you listen to podcasts in about a week. So make sure you check it out. This year also marked the return of me teaching at conventions, and I forgot how much I truly love teaching in-person miniature painting. I took a break from teaching in-person classes a few years ago, and I've kept it on hiatus because of all the time that it takes in the YouTube channel, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to commit the time and focus I needed to offer a valuable in-person course. To me, it's absolutely paramount that students leave a miniature painting class with 1 or 2 extremely strong takeaways that they feel confident they can implement when they get back home. And my students all did amazingly. They asked a ton of questions. They came up and looked over my shoulder. They asked for one-on-one feedback, and they took my advice and direction in stride, and I can't thank them enough for making the class a really fun experience. The focus of my class was to build on the strong underpainting technique and how to refine that, the kinds of things you've seen me evolve over the last year or 2 on the channel. There are certain takeaways, certain techniques that I think really valuable to teach in person. So we really focused on that stuff. But I did learn some things from that course that I think I can implement and help all of us learn through future videos. And if that class seems of interest to you, I will be teaching it again at Nova this year in Washington, D.C. at the end of August. All right, let's land this plane by talking about Golden Demon once again. There is something about the Golden Demon display cabinets that just oozes energy. You get to see tens of thousands of hours of work on these beautifully painted miniatures all across a wide variety of categories. Talking to other painters about their pieces, commiserating over all the late nights we spent to get the piece done just before the deadline, and being awestruck by paint jobs and amazing creative ideas. It's just an amazing experience every single year. I've found that my convention experience feels whole and complete when I have something in that case to show, to talk about, to ask for feedback on, which is the same reason why I urge all of you, it seems like every time I can, to enter a painting competition whenever you can, even if you don't think you're very good, even if you don't think you're going to win anything. It doesn't matter. You are going to grow as a painter. You're going to be so proud. You're going to be able to ask for feedback, and you're going to leave that painting competition with a new enthusiasm to go on and do it again. Each year, I feel like I have my biggest growth in miniature painting by trying my hardest for a competition piece. And I feel more inspired by looking at all the other works out there. It makes me so pumped for the next project I'm going to work on. Vizic competed in the Age of Sigmar large miniature or war machine category. War machine? Machine? I am the machine. Holy shit, that category was stacked this year. It felt like there was 3 full cases with amazingly painted large miniatures. I was sweating from the get-go. Hell, even the Slayer sword piece was in this category. So I went from feeling confident in looking at my model to feeling super scared in looking at everybody else's models. So as confident as I felt in this being the best thing that I've ever painted, as soon as I was standing on that stage hoping that they would call my name, I lost all confidence. I thought for sure I had no chance to win. But then they called my name.
Our silver award goes to John.
This year, I consider myself fortunate for walking away with a silver Golden Demon trophy. I know this isn't silver. The actual trophies got stuck in customs, so they're going to have to mail us out our trophies in a month or so. That's okay, we'll pretend for now. Basically, it looks just like a silver right now anyway, doesn't it? Cool. But wow, what a ride, what an exclamation point on this journey. This project was huge. It tested me unlike anything I've ever painted. Some days I struggled to make myself sit at the desk, but I also had a lot of small victories that made great memories along the way, as well as all of your support throughout this video series. It kept me going. Also, the absolute leading factor for me putting in the hours to complete this piece was the support of my wife, because without her allowing me to spend so many evenings down here cranking away the hours on this and making sure our household still functioned and all the adulting was getting done, it would never have happened. I am doing my best to make it up to her now that Adepticon is over. And as I was driving home from the convention, it sure felt like it flew by way too fast. It felt like there was too many things I didn't get to do, too many people I didn't get to hang out with, and it's always that way with places like Adepticon, where we've got so many awesome things going on and only so many hours to spend there. But you know what? I made some amazing memories. I met some great new friends, and I left excited for next year, proud of the success of this year, and inspired to do something even better for the next Golden Demon. So thank you so much for joining me on the Golden Demon journey this year. I would not be able to have done it without your support and interest in the videos that allow me to keep making them and work on this project over the months leading up to Golden Demon. So in a very real way, I am sharing this Golden Demon with you. Now, if you enjoyed the journey and you enjoy my channel and you want to support it, there are some cool ways to do so. You can pick up a Ninjon shirt. You can check out my links down below where to pick up your hobby goodies at a discount, and those are affiliate links that help support me as well. You can check out the link to the Ninjon Patreon below, where you can get access to my Discord server, where you can hang out any day of the week and we can help each other improve our painting. You'll also see my weekly Wednesday behind the scenes videos on there, and some long form unedited videos on painting projects like Visit Here and more. Now I'll be back before you know it with another new video. I've had a lot of great video ideas that I have not been able to implement because of the Golden Demon work, but that's about to change. Just make sure that sometime between now and then you find time in your day to slay the gray.